Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into a topic that for me seems like it is shoved down the throats of all survivors. Surviving just about anything, but today we're going to specifically talk about forgiveness after abuse from a romantic partner. Hello, I'm Beany. If you're new here, I'm a certified trauma-informed coach that specializes in domestic and narcissistic abuse. If you'd like to show your support, hitting that subscribe and alert buttons is the great way for you to do that, as well as to help you to keep informed when I drop new videos. Okay, so specifically, I want to talk about the idea that you do not have to forgive your abuser to heal, to grow, or to move forward. So let me set the scene. You have been in a romantic relationship with someone who quite possibly groomed you, planned, and strategized your courtship, filled you with all sorts of love bombing, and then once he got you hooked, he began to gaslight and manipulate you. He continued on with emotional, verbal, physical, and even sexual abuse. He did this continuously without any kind of genuine apologies or any kind of true remorse. And now you have people in the mental health community or family and friends telling you that in order for you to move on from it all, you have to forgive this person. Yeah, that's a hard no for me. That is definitely not what this video is going to tell you. But what I will tell you is that the only person that you have to forgive is yourself. So if, like me, you've ever felt pressure to forgive or struggled with the concept of forgiveness, this video is for you. So let's start with the obvious. Why is forgiveness so glorified? Many of us are told that forgiveness is the ultimate goal of healing, that it's the only way to find peace. You hear phrases like, you can't move on until you forgive, or forgive for your own sake. And while sayings like this might work for some people, for others they can feel really heavy and like it's an unnecessary burden. The truth is, forgiveness is a very personal choice. It's not a magical cure-all, and for survivors of abuse, it's okay if forgiveness isn't part of your journey at all, or if it just doesn't feel authentic. So let's talk about forced forgiveness. This happens when people around you, family, friends, or even professionals, pressure you into forgiving your abuser. They might say things like they've changed, or you should give them a chance, or you'll feel better once you let it go. Forgiveness is what good people do. These beliefs may come from religion, they may come from families, or they may come from pressures from society. Does any of this sound familiar? Ultimately, this kind of messaging can feel really invalidating and honestly harmful. Here's the thing. When forgiveness is forced, it's not real, it's performative. And rather than freeing you, it can leave you feeling kind of trapped, like you're betraying your own pain just to meet someone else's expectations. Abuse isn't just something you get over. It rewires your brain, it damages your self-esteem, and it can leave scars that take years to heal. The idea that you have to forgive your abuser can sometimes feel like an additional form of abuse. It puts the focus back on them instead of on your own healing. Your journey is about reclaiming your power and finding peace within yourself, not excusing or understanding what they did. If forgiveness is a part of that for you, then fine. But if it's not, don't let anyone tell you that you can't move forward without it. So if you don't forgive, how do you heal? Let me give you a few alternatives that focus on you instead of forgiving them. Number one is acceptance. Accept what happened, not because it was okay, but because denying it keeps you stuck. Acceptance means acknowledging your pain without minimizing it. Number two is setting boundaries. This might mean cutting ties or limiting or making extreme adjustments to your communication, or going completely no contact if that's possible with your abuser. Protecting your energy is an act of self-love. Number three is focusing on growth. Find community, journal, self-reflect. All of these things help you rebuild your sense of self, separate from what they did to you. Number 4 is choosing release. You can release the anger or pain without forgiving. Letting go of that emotional weight doesn't mean you're pardoning their actions. What you went through is heavy and you carried it for a long time. Releasing that is a choice. You can now set that weight down. And remember, releasing anger doesn't mean rushing through the healing process. Healing takes time. There is no deadline and there is no rule book. It's time to break the stigma that says forgiveness is the right thing to do. The right thing to do is whatever helps you heal. For some people, that means forgiving. For others, it means simply moving forward without ever giving that person another thought. Both paths are valid. Your journey doesn't need to look like anyone else's, and if someone tries to tell you otherwise, it's okay to kindly or not so kindly remind them that your healing isn't up for debate. Without forgiving the person that abused me, I'm still able to have love in my heart. I'm still able to move on with other relationships. I'm still able to have peace in my life, and I'm still able to forgive others if and when I feel like it. Abusive relationships are all about control. So while you were in that relationship, you were being told how to feel, how not to feel, what to say, what not to say, where to go, where not to go. Now that you're out of that relationship, it only makes sense that now you get to take control of all those things on your own. If forgiveness is one of them, great. If it's not, great too. At the end of the day, forgiveness is just one option. It's not the only one, and definitely not a requirement. Healing is messy. It's non-linear and it's deeply personal. So if you're struggling with the idea of forgiving your abuser, I want you to know this. You're allowed to heal on your own terms. Your worth isn't tied to the ability to forgive. Your peace is yours to define. If you're struggling with the concept of forgiveness, if you have felt pressure to forgive, or if you have found your own path with regards to forgiveness, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for joining me for another video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and alert buttons. And if this resonated with you in any way, go ahead and push that like button as well. Remember, I'm rooting for you.